Hey everyone, this is Philip Watkins. I'm the teaching and executive pastor at Awaken Church, and on behalf of the rest of the pastors and our co-leadership team, I want to let you know a few things that are happening within our church community in response to COVID-19. The first is that we're obviously aware of and have been tracking the situation with great detail over the last week. It's something that we've listened to everything from our president's response to the World Health Organization to local federal governments, even sports administrations are making decisions based on this fast-acting virus. And so we have decided to not only look at those entities, but also to look at within the faith community, what people that we know of and how they're responding to, and what we believe as a Christ follower we can do to lean into not only how we care for each other in this crisis, but how we also are safe and protecting each other in the midst of this crisis. So for Awaken Church specifically, what we've decided to do is to make a few changes over the next few weeks. Let me outline these for you. The first one is that all events right now will be canceled from now until the end of the month that are pertaining to our gathering space at BB1. So that would be our Go Nuts for Donuts events, which is supposed to happen Saturday from 9 to 10 tomorrow. That event will be postponed. We will have it at a later date, but for right now we're going to move that to a later date for the time being. For this upcoming Saturday gathering tomorrow evening and our remaining gatherings throughout the rest of March, we will also be canceling those gatherings and moving them to recorded services. And so we will have worship and teaching and ways for you to respond that will be recorded for you to access. Tomorrow by midday, you should see our first installment of this happen. It'll be week 2 of our Margin series that we're going to continue for you to engage in, whether that's in your home or whether you choose to engage with people within our community and watch it together. Which leads me to my second point. We are not shutting down our missional communities at this point in time. We want to continue to encourage you to safely engage with each other within missional communities. Awaken Church is a church made up of missional communities. We are not a church who lives and breathes through the gathering experience. We're a church who lives and breathes through how we neighbor well, how we care for each other in homes, and how we continue to be on mission together. And we don't want to lose that DNA piece over the next few weeks. And so, although we're trusting and working hand in hand with your missional community leaders and with those of us in missional communities, we do encourage you to continue meeting and probably even consider meeting more frequently over the next few weeks, since we won't be gathering in large spaces throughout the rest of the month. What does that mean for you personally and for our community? We're still figuring out the exact unique and creative ways for you to engage in the content that will be released. And over the next few days, we'll be giving you some ideas of ways for your missional community to engage with the sermons and the worship, and ways for your community to discuss ways we can not only discuss what's happening in the world, but also what we're going to continue to discuss within our community within this Margin series. The second thing is that we also want to be very mindful of 2 major categories in this pandemic right now, as described by the World Health Organization. Those who are at low risk and those who are really at high risk. And obviously there's always a middle ground, but in 2 major camps. If you're under the age of 40, 50 years old, healthy, the younger you are, the healthier you are, the lower risk you are. In case you're not aware of that, that is a pretty obvious detail we have learned in this situation. For those of us who struggle, who are over that age category, who struggle with currently feeling under the weather, those especially who have respiratory problems, those who feel like they are at high risk given various things, obviously due to what medical experts are releasing, we want you to not just simply isolate yourself away, but we want to find unique ways for you to engage in your missional community. That may be over FaceTime or Skype or Zoom. It may be in some kind of a group texting format, but finding ways to regularly engage with your missional community and with the content that is being disseminated from our community into your homes and into missional communities. When we do gather together within our missional communities, obviously we want to encourage you to be smart, be wise, and be safe. What does that mean? So obviously for those of you guys who are more hands-on and physical touch people, we want to encourage you to not hug, embrace, handshakes, fist bumps, trying to avoid all those things and creating healthy social distancing, creating a bubble kind of between you and other people. It's not just simply about you catching something, it's about you being a carrier of something. And so we want to encourage you that when you do choose to gather, that you're doing it wisely. Sanitizing the rooms and the spaces that you're going to be using, the homes that you'll be meeting in, having hand sanitizer out and available for people to use, and also, the most importantly, washing your hands regularly for at least 20 seconds and making sure you're not touching your faces, as that's the most susceptible way people right now are contracting COVID-19. And so as we learn more information about this, we will continue to give you not only practical tools, but spiritual next steps for you to take in this process as we continue to work as a church together with our missional communities. But we want to say loud and clear, we want to be the church in these moments. We want to be a church that screams love over fear. We want to be a church that leans into peace over anxiety. And we want to be neighbors to those who feel isolated and feel alone in this process, both within our community, outside of it. And so I would encourage you to be not just citizens of this world that are obviously mindful of what's happening, but most importantly, be citizens of heaven and how we reflect the heart of God with the conversations we have, with the words that we choose to use, with the ways that we respond on social media to the situation, that we look for opportunities to lead in these moments, not to react. That we look for moments to lean into loving people and not adding to the fear and the hysteria that is often found in the situation. And so that's our hope, that's our prayer as a church, and I'm asking you to join me and everyone at Awaken Church and kind of how we do this well, and the church can be leading voices in the situation instead of being reactive to what's being told to us by governments and by health officials. We want to be leaders in the situation because we carry the most contagious thing out there, and that's the love of Jesus. And so wherever we can bring that with us in conversations, in physical needs being met, whether it's groceries or other ways we can care for our neighbors, people within our community, this is an opportunity for the church to rise up and to model that to people around us. And so that's our hope and prayer. Again, I want to make sure you hear that loud and clear. As we have updates, we will continue to give them to you on our website, on social media, and also through mass emails to our church community. And we ask that you would continue to pray for wisdom and guidance of our church, of our local, state, and federal governments, and obviously for those in the medical profession who are working actively, trying to make sure that we can start to lower the curve of what's happening right now and be proactive in helping to eliminate this pretty dangerous virus out there called COVID-19. We love you guys. We care about you. Stay safe, be smart, and again, lean into that spirit of love over fear. We'll talk to you soon.